Welcome to the True Mark, the Antichrist. Like a lot of people spoke of, like the Pope was the Antichrist. Everybody, other things with other Antichrists. There was a big thing about the Pope. Like I heard for years that he was, but he passed on now. So either he lost this defeat and there's something else coming up in the world that's going to take maybe not the place of an antichrist but all of goodness, the spirit within us. We all have the antichrist within us. Like they used to say, or people say, the devil's within you, God's within you. And the devil is more the negative energy that you're surrounded with or every day you live with. There's ways to get out of that, and that's like in a belief system of some kind that you could pick or whoever decides to pick.
Yeah.
But you could use the Pope as a like an scapegoat kind of thing. He lived his life. Now he's gone. Nobody knows where he's went. Did he go to heaven? God only knows. It's a strong belief. I believe that in Christ's time, uh, people that killed him were higher people, like religious people, or that crucified him and then ruled the world. So is it related to the Pope? They say we die and we come back. We died and we come back. We call that
Reincarnation.
reincarnation. That's possible. And if it is, like in the Pope's people, came back in time. And were they the ones that crucified Christ? Did the Pope die when Christ was supposed to have been resurrected on that Easter Monday? You got to really look at different things in your life because we all have a purpose in the world. And, but if you're not paying attention to yourself and if you're not, really looking for anything, you're not going to catch anything. Like God give us free will. Like we all have that free will. But in order to have better meanings to your free will, like better choices, you got to have a system in place, like I said before. And it gives you that ability to get the Antichrist out of you and give you goodness and godly stuff within you. And people say, like, you got to read the whole Bible. I disagree with that. I feel like the keys to heaven is an easiest system, but it's a system. And the biggest thing is, if it's changed your life and it took you out of being the Antichrist within yourself and it gave you the possibility to have more positive in your life, is it a bad thing?
No.
It's the easiest way. And when you fall, you get back up. The way the keys design is it's a daily reading or daily listening. Like like on our channel, we have what do you call that? Where you can vote? The playlist, and it states in there from 1 to 7, and 7 to 14, 14 to 21, and it's a sequence thing. It's the way the keys work.
And it's made easier because it has the date of the day you have to read. So
But the thing is, to keep it as a system, to keep it as a way, you have to do it the right way. If you don't do it the right way, it's not a system no more. So it still feeds you, but the whole idea is that you don't meditate within it. Like the whole idea is to meditate, relax, listen to it or read it, and let it feed the spirit. And that's the main importance, is feeding that spirit. And like I go back a while, like in 2012, the world was supposed to end. It ended for me. And my life took a turn. And all of a sudden, did this Bible and did the Book of John, and I believe just the Book of John is the only thing you need. Like, I mean, once you're feeding, like I said, once you feed in that spirit and become, more spiritually and more positively, you don't need nothing else. Like I said before, and I could continue to say this, but we do need something to stay focused. But our world is a negative world. It was born into negative because of Adam and Eve, and it's the only way we could get out of it if we have a system to get us out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there, I was watching something on TikTok today. Like, I mean, that Copus or whatever his name is, he's going to court or whatever. And TikTok, you don't even know what's real anymore. But
Exactly.
I mean, you still listen to it because I mean, it catches my attention, and I listen to it, and I feel like everybody's picking on everybody, and especially people that made it in the world and got somewhere in the world, they get picked on.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even the Pope got picked on. Like, I mean, they state there's only one more place for another Pope, and they say the world's ending. Well, does it really have to end? Maybe the world's just a new world is becoming, and
Exactly.
and sure, like, I mean, if it didn't happen the way it did, and maybe things could have been a different way. Maybe things would have been different. But I mean, I say, like, if you continue with your life the way you aren't going to change. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have something to change your life, then you'll change.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, we grow. Like, I mean, practice makes perfect. But I mean, you have to have something that really is going to make you have a connection within yourself, because that spirit's within
Mm-hmm.
us. So I don't know. Like, I mean, you could be a goody good two, goody good two shoes. Like, I mean, but it's not a spiritual thing. It's just that you're being good.
Well, no, like, isn't that what it is? Like, if you have a good spirit, you're gonna obviously be good. You're not good because.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, people, like, you can be kind and preservative, but it's still not a spiritual thing with connection with God. It's just natural human nature. Like, you could be a mean person, you could be a good person, you could be just a quiet person, stay home and mind your own business. But I mean, but if you look at the world, and when the world, there's big talks, it's the end. It's the end times. It's Antichrist is coming. It's ongoing. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even take a breather of it. They just can keep going with it. But I mean, it's a prediction of the Bible. It's a prediction of everything. But like, I mean, it could go many different directions. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
so, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's I truly believe what I believe, and it's working for me, and I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing because it is working for myself, and I'm more so, like, if I had to keep going with bigger scales, there's going to be a bigger way of me falling. So doing it the small way and having bigger leaps and better success, I'm better to stay with what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very successful, you know, and every day's a growing day. But I mean, every day's as long as you're paying attention. If you have that minds of the spirit, you're always going to be attention, because that spirit leads us into better ways. And if you're going in a trap area, the spirit's going to get you out of that way easier,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because you're connected. You have a purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, the world, is it ending? I think it's a new world.
Yeah.
Personally, for myself, it's a new world. Like, even for myself, like, when 2012, when it ended for myself, but in July of 24, of the 7th day, the 14th day, and the 21st day, that's when my new world became a reality and an ongoing. Before that, I was still in it in 2012. I was walking the world for that whole year. Like I didn't even know where I was at. But in reality, to myself, I'm in the new world right now. So like it's like
There's definitely a big change. Like you don't focus on all the negative things that are gonna happen and stuff. Like you focus on the good things that can happen.
yeah, from the negative.
Mm-hmm.
You take the good from the negative. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the biggest thing is that the world is a new world to me, and it's gonna grow for as long as I can help it grow for myself. But it's each individual. If you're waiting for the world ending, it already ended for you. You know, that's what I think, because you're not spiritually getting out of that gap because you're stuck in that ending.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the world ending, and it's been going for decades. They were waiting for this world to end for thousands of years. We keep talking about it because I mean, like it's within us. That's all I believe. It's if you have a glass of water, and if you only have an empty glass, you can tip it over. But if you have water in it, you tip it, you can spill. And that's like the spirit. If you have spiritually stuff in you, you're gonna keep growing. That connection. And there was another thing I was watching on TikTok. There's three gangsters that there were, and they said like they turned religious now, and they said they wouldn't change a thing. They'd do the same thing again if they could, but they don't want to because they don't want to go back to prison. So, but when you hurt somebody that has a spirit within them, you get punished more than just prison. It's God that's going to trap you. But if you're hurting somebody that don't have the spiritual within, spiritual meaning within them, you're more forgiven. But it's not a thing to keep doing to hurt people. The whole idea is to get everybody filled with the Spirit so we could have this positive world and the new world to keep going and greater growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. So like it's you take 1 out of 10. You could be at 10 all the time if you have the Spirit. But if you be at a 1 or 2 or 3, if you're non-spiritually, you have a lower gap. But like I said before in other videos, you have a template. If you have a template and you follow or you live by a template, you're still going to get gains, but it's not a spiritually thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a template. You could follow anything, and if it's a gap to success, it's going to be. But the one that created it is going to be the most profited person. But it's like this guy told me one time, if you want to get rich, follow the rich. Just watch what the rich is doing and do what the rich is doing. You're gonna get, maybe you aren't gonna get as rich as that person, but you're gonna profit from the gain of watching that person.
Exactly, learning what they're doing.
100%. And the biggest thing is get that spirit within you, and you're gonna gain so much more in life. Like our world is a beautiful place. It always has. It's us as people that ruin the world.
Yeah.
Like we make it what it is. But if you're waiting for, like I said, if you're waiting for the end times, you're already ended. You got to learn to live in the new world
Exactly.
of living, and that's the spirit. That's the spirit within you, and to grow that spirit, it takes tools. It takes a meaning, and obviously some churches just ain't profiting from that because they forget about the spirit. They are in there for kindness. I experienced from other people that I dealt with that believe in the Bible and that, but they're more crooked than anything. And the biggest thing is because they use it as a symbol to profit from and to get out of their troubleness. But I mean, if you're living it by spirit, you're going to see all angles in your life. So even when you're talking down to somebody, you'll be able to see, within yourself, what's hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the growth of the spirit is.
Yeah. Because you learn to grow. Like, I don't know.
What's that?
I said, because you like learn to grow it. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, because you're practicing. It's like the old saying, practice makes perfect. But if you're always watching for the gain and the growth, you're going to grow with the gain and with the opportunities out there because you're watching for it. But if you don't have nothing to show you and guide you to look, what are you going to look for? The only time you're going to really look if you're really sick, because then you're going to look for doctors to try to get you cured if you're dying, or you're really sick. You're going to really, pray to God because you don't want to die, or you want to get well because you're so sick.
Yeah.
But you got to do it before that. Like, I mean, having the spirit within you, you're healing within yourself already with no doctors, no nothing, because you already have that inspiration in spirit. What do you call that? It's spirituation that the spirit in you is going to heal you already.
Mm-hmm.
So like all kinds of different things that come with the spirit and the leading of the spirit. If you're being led in good ways and you're in the new world, well, then you're in the spirit, because this world is a new world, and it started, like I said, in 2012, and the new world was finalized in July of 2024 of the 21st day of July, and that was for myself. And I was led to do what I was doing, and I struggle with it all the time because I don't want people to think it's about me, because it ain't. I want it to be that it's about the spirit within you, that you could grow that spirit within yourself, and the joys of having what you deserve is the meaning that spirit could give you and get you and lead you. Mm-hmm. So that's the important thing.
Exactly, yeah.
And the new world is a spiritual thing. And once you're connected to that spirit, this world will become that new world. And that new world will become that better place.
Definitely, yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like, I keep going on with some, things. Maybe sometimes we should be writing stuff down, but I mean, I still don't want to do that because I want to be fluidly spiritually, and having it written down, it laps. But I mean, if you could stay kind of more focused on certain topics, then I think it'd be easier.
Well, is there anything else you have to say about the Pope?
Pardon me?
I said, is there anything else you have to say about the Pope?
No, but I mean, I'd say don't let him die in vain. Get the spirit within you. Use that as like if he was the Antichrist, he's no longer the Antichrist. So it means the world is free, and it means that Antichrist that's within you, get that spirit within you, so you can get that Antichrist out of you. And that's that negative energy. Mm-hmm. So I believe that we're living in a new world today, and it is the new world. It's within us. If you're going to stay trapped in your old world, you got to let that go, because you ain't going into the new world. That's what I believe.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, like, it's, there's a gap between, but I feel if you die now, there's going to be a less chance, because I believe that boomerang thing, like the spirit, when we die, we can't come back. I think that's over, because now it's the new world. That means that it's a spiritual place. If you don't change and get that connection, when you die, you ain't coming back. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I got a strong connection to that, and I really believe that. And other people, said that they could be 1,000 years old, and that's possible. You died and you came back, died and came back. But now there's no more coming back. So when you die, you're toast. Where are you going? God only knows. Some people are gonna maybe go directly to heaven, and that's a plus. But some ain't. So
Yeah.
to get well within yourself, I think there's a better chance. If you live by the keys to heaven, your spirit will be fed, and it's an easy system. You could go to our playlist or go to our channel, check out our playlist. It's not perfect because, I mean, if it was perfect, it would have been designed and to be perfectionist, right? And the whole idea, by having it the way it is, you could tell it's real.
Exactly. Yeah.
The mistakes weren't taken out, so it ain't fake. It's real. So, and the whole idea, living by the Spirit, you're going to get better and better at what we do and what you do. It's to get that connection with the Spirit within yourself to become that better person that you can be. And having that Spirit, you really become who you really are. And for the life of all the years that you lived in this world, from years and years ago, and your real true self will flourish out of yourself, like who you really are.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made any sense,
Yeah, it did.
but that's the true meaning. It's to get that spirit, the full glass, get it filled up as full as you could get it full. And then you'll see where you're directed, like where you're being led. And it doesn't matter where you are. It's just the simplest things, what you're led to do, and what your eyes became open to, or your ears to music or anything. It becomes that more connection to the universe,
Yeah.
you know. And you're not running in fear no more, because that spirit within you is the love of your life, because it's giving you courage. It's giving you not being scared no more. It's giving you comfort. It gives you
Exactly. Yeah.
joy. It gives you the sadness, and joy both. But it gives you that sense of direction, and that's very, very important.
Yeah.
Because you're not lost no more.
It takes away that lonely feeling.
Well, we're not lost no more. You become free, and it when, like, I mean, sometimes when a person has to lie, a lie is still a lie. It's not good to lie, and so try not to put yourself in a position to lie.
Yeah.
Like if somebody calls you and says, "Well, could we go somewhere?" "Oh, I'm busy," but you're doing nothing. But just don't say anything. Just keep that blank, or just tell the person the truth. Just say, "I'm sorry, I just don't feel like going out."
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Like, I mean, and then the freedom become more lighter and lighter, because the sin is coming out of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why Jesus died on that cross, so we could be forgiven, to give that opportunity for us to get that growth and to keep growing.
Yeah.
The new world was designed to be here, and it was designed to be created. It was either the Antichrist taking over or the new world. I choose the new world, not the Antichrist. It states in there in the book of John, the Antichrist gets, the devil gets casted out. Well, in my life, the devil's casted out already. So to show people that the spirit is very important, and to have that spirit within you to get that devil casted out within yourself, you're already in a good journey.
Definitely. Yeah.
And your life is going to become so much better. And all these other religious people and church going guys or whatever ministers out there, if they're false prophets, they're going to lose sight of their self, and they're going to get dropped out. If I was a false prophet myself, I'll be destroyed. And I believe my journey is the correct one, and what I'm doing
It's genuine too.
It's true, and it's living by truth. But it's most of all, it's by spirit, and that's what Jesus died on that cross and brought to the world is that spirit within us. It's to get it fed and get led by the spirit, and that means you're in the new world once you're led by the spirit. But first of all, you got to feed the spirit, and like I said, the keys to heaven is a simple way to go by, and to listen to the video. You know, like a lot of our videos is long, and some of them are really boring, and it's boring to myself, a lot of it. But the keys to heaven, and the way you listen to it, and if you take it the way it is, it will feed your spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the truth. Till
Yeah.
next time.